Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to my channel, The Powerhouse. I'm Dr. Nduma and I'll be talking about personal statements today because I know most of the folks applying for residency are currently working on their personal statements on errors and their applications. The personal statement is a very subtle document in the errors application, but it has the ability to actually make or mal your application. And so you should be very careful when you're working with this document because you can actually do a lot of good with this document. Your personal statement is the only opportunity that your program has to actually evaluate you for themselves. Come to think of it, your, your step scores, those were pre-evaluations from the USMLE board, and they're just sent to the program, and the program has to accept it. Your letters of recommendation, those were just evaluations from your letter writers, and and then they are sent to the program, and the program has to accept it. But your personal statement, this is the only opportunity where the program has to actually evaluate you for themselves. They are looking at your personal statement and are making a first judgment for themselves. Do I want to meet this person? Is this person, where is this person from? What experiences does this person have? And what has this person been doing over the last couple of years that makes them a good fit for the program they are applying to, or the specialty they are applying to, or for even for our program? And what does this guy have to offer? Is this guy jovial? Is he friendly? Does he have extracurricular activities? These are all the things that you want to fit into your personal statement in order to encourage programs to want to see you. The personal statement should be designed in such a way that anybody reading your personal statement wants to meet you, and that's the goal. And the purpose of a personal statement is also the document where you have the opportunity to actually express yourself. So if you have like red flags in your application, you can use your personal statement to kind of address those red flags. Remember, I said address. If you're going to give excuses for your red flags, then you are heading for disaster. I would rather you ignore the red flags than give excuses for them. Hey man, life happens, and therefore you may have been going through some experiences in your life, and ended up with certain red flags in your application, and you can genuinely explain that. But trying to give excuses is a whole different game. Please don't do it. Okay. So generally, your personal statement should be one page on the errors. If it goes beyond that errors page, then the second part of it is not going to be seen by the program. Have that at the back of your mind. You should also know that one page, one Word document page is not the same as one errors document page. So you should also be careful with that. Don't think that because you had your personal statement on one page on a Word document, it means it's going to translate. No. When you transfer it from your Word document into errors, you should take your time to edit and format everything and make sure everything is on one page. The standard is font size 12 times New Roman, but there is no rule. You can use whatever font you want to use, and you can use whatever font size you want to use. Just make sure it's very legible, and anybody reading it, it's going to be comfortable. Don't make it too small where anybody trying to read it is straining their eyes, or don't make it too large that occupies a lot of space and you cannot write much. I also encourage that you make your personal statement between 4 and 5 paragraphs. I'm just going to give an outline of how I did mine. In the first paragraph, I told a little story about an experience with medical issues in my family, and how experiencing death made me to mourn and want to figure out why certain things were happening the way they were happening. And then in the subsequent um paragraph, I went on about how I started researching and eventually landed in medical school, worked hard, did well in school and landed in medical school, and how I consistently performed well on my internal medicine rotations while in medical school, and and some of the other things that I went on to do in life, and then experiences I had in medical school that actually pushed me towards internal medicine as a specialty. And then after graduation, I practiced for a while, and experiences I had and unique things that I'd come across, including actually working as a clinical research coordinator and actually also publishing articles related to internal medicine, that kind of showed my commitment to the internal medicine specialty and kind of pushed me forward towards that. And then I concluded with the last paragraph was designed for, they were program specific. I applied for 93 programs. The last time I applied for residency, I applied to 98 programs, and I had 98 personal statements. So you can actually upload 98 different personal statements, but you should be very careful when you do that. You cannot upload the personal statement for Mary Hill Wesley Hospital and then you go and upload it in your application when you're trying to send your application out. You go and load the wrong personal statement when you've clearly put, maybe Mary Hill Wesley, and you're applying to maybe Medical City Hospital in Texas. That's also a complete, mistake that you cannot afford to make. And so, if you're going to write 98 personal statements, clearly, when you save it in errors, put the name of the program and everything, so that when you're adding up these documents to put in your final application to submit, you're not going to take the personal statement that you intended for one program and submit in the other. That's an automatic, disqualification by that program, because I cannot be a program director in Medical City and I'm reading the personal statement for Medical City applicants and it says you're attracted to Mary Hill Wesley because of this. So, and that last paragraph was very specific for me. I did a lot of research. I put a lot of research in there. I researched every program. I read about their history. I read about the things that, day-to-day activities in those programs. I did my research. And in that last paragraph, what I wrote on the last paragraph, anybody from that program reading the last paragraph know that this person has done some research in this program. And therefore, that's what I did. And it was specific. Program names were actually listed on my personal statement and specific things about that program that attracted me and what I knew about the program in order to encourage me. So, if you want to do that, be very careful, about how you do it. And so that's how I approach my personal statement. And I encourage you to do the same. And it helps to send out your personal statement for multiple eyes. I sent out my personal statement to family members, and friends. About 10 different people read my personal statement, gave their input, and took all the corrections, and then I came out with the final document, and then I used that to submit. And I think my personal statement during my interviews, a couple of the interviews, I was told, man, you had an awesome personal statement. You wrote a good personal statement. So I know I had a good one. And therefore, I've actually, put a link below this video, access to two of my personal statements, so that you can actually read through what I wrote. And then the last paragraph, the two different programs and how I put the two different, I ended the two different personal statements. So you kind of have a view or an idea of what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. I'm considering doing a live video. Please like this video, share, subscribe to my channel, and also comment in the comment section if you want me to go live. I want to go live next week. I'll say next week, Friday. If you want me to do that, just like this video, subscribe, and then you comment at the end of the video that you want to do that. If I have up to 100 people trying to go live, so I can answer questions one-on-one and actually work with you guys. I know we are all actively working on our applications right now for those who are applying. If you want to have one-on-one with me, just comment in the comment section and say, hey, this is what you're up to, and I'll be ready to do that Friday next week in the evening when I get out of the hospital. Thank you so much, and you all have a wonderful day.